music station. Looking for a greater access to a greater variety of music? Listen to Awesome Radio with all your favorite Christian songs that truly reflects the diversity and richness of God's creation. Tune in to Awesome Radio.
On the track.
Stay home and listen live. This is totally your live music venue.
Your music
on Awesome Radio. Awesome Radio.
Keep it locked.
How did you meet?
On a construction job in Bethsaida. He hasn't exactly been picking the best and brightest students.
He's a stonemason, like you.
A craftsman. He taught as well. He asked me to follow him. He said he was building a kingdom. A fortress stronger than stone. I believed him.
Was your father a stonemason as well?
Smith. I think it broke his heart, but I apprenticed under a stonecutter when I was 9. Every man must leave his father.
Masonry seems like harder work.
It isn't harder, it's just more, final.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Awesome Radio. This is our week's feature, and today our guest is from TheChosen TV series. He plays the role of Thaddeus. TheChosen is a television drama based on the life of Jesus Christ. The life of Christ in the series portrays Jesus through the eyes of those who met him. So right now we'll be joined by Giavani Cairo, and we have one of the cast. He's one of the cast, and he's playing the role of Thaddeus. So we have our guest right now. I'm so grateful and happy to really meet him live here on Awesome Radio.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
It's good to to talk to you.
Thank you, and it's so great to really have you today. Thank you for taking time to be with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good night over there, right? Or it's like 8 o'clock. Now, before we start, is it Sweetsell? Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, Sweetsell. Yeah.
Sweetsell. Okay, I just want to make sure.
My dad calls my mom Sweet, and then my dad's name is Russell, so they combined the two and they made it Sweetsell.
Oh, I like that. That's cool. I wanted to make sure. I did not want to butcher your name. So that's a very nice name.
Fine. Thank you. So, yes, Giavani, I'm so happy. I just watched the series, the season 1 of the series Chosen, and it's just very, very moving. Okay. And, we at the church, we also talk about it, and it's so inspiring. But before we talk about the film, the series, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Giavani, so we can get to know you more?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I grew up in Livonia, Michigan. It's like in the Metro Detroit area. Big Italian family. So my mom is like one of 6 kids. So you can imagine the big Italian dinners and holidays, birthday parties, ton of cousins. So I kind of grew up with like a family events going on every weekend. My buddies in school would always be like, "You hang with your family too much," but I grew up loving it, so really blessed for that. But yeah, grew up in the Metro Detroit area. Went to school at Michigan State University for college, and right before that, that's kind of where I fell in love with acting. Took an acting class with who happened to be my acting teacher for a few years in Michigan, and just tried to learn more about the business that way, and the arts as well. And ended up going out to California, which I've been for the past 5.5 years. Have so much, great people out there, great friends and family out there. But since the pandemic happened, I'm back in Michigan with my family. And that's really been the silver lining in all this, that, I usually don't get to see my parents, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So being able to be with them and see my family and see some high school friends and just hang out has been a blessing for sure.
Okay, so yeah, you mentioned the pandemic. How have you been, coping with the pandemic these days?
Yeah, it's kind of been crazy. When it kind of first hit back in early March, I was still in California, and didn't really know what to do. I was still living with a couple buddies at the time, but then ended up choosing to come back home and stay with my parents, which was, I'm so glad I made that decision. So I feel for like a lot of people that are going through it, because it's a really serious situation. My mom ended up catching it early on. And thank God she's recovered, but it's been great. I've been able to spend time with my family, spend time with my friends, and just focus on what's really important, which I think is key during this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good to know that your mom is recovering.
Thanks.
Okay,
How are you?
know about that.
How are you with everything going on over there?
Oh, here in Oman, we still have work, and I also work as a radio broadcaster. So we have to be like one of the frontliners. So we, talk about the news. So still it's on. Lockdown is, still coping up also here in this country. Rates, the increase is just, still there. But
yeah.
The church in the ministry term, we still continue to do online services, and because of the pandemic as well, we have this kind of thing, the radio platform, which is a blessing also for us, so we can
absolutely. I think that's great.
Yeah, thank you. Let's talk about your film, the TV series Chosen. Yeah. Okay, I just need to breathe a little.
Yeah, no rushing. Right. You're all good. The music's supposed to be on, right? I hear music going on right now.
Yeah, is it too loud or?
Maybe just a little too loud, but I like it. I like the vibes you guys are putting out. I like it.
Okay, to make me calm, maybe. All right. So, how do you feel about being part of, The Chosen, the TV series? How do you feel about it? That you're part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's crazy. We're going on second season here pretty soon, but it's honestly, I thank God every day for it. The people that have come into my life, and I've become closer to God, closer to Jesus through it, and it's made me a better person. It's made me want to be a better person and just spread kindness, spread love, and the people I get to work with every day, and still communicate through the pandemic. We still talk quite a bit with everybody from cast and crew, and they're just loving people, and just the outpour of people around the country that have reached out and saying how it's affected their lives in such a positive way. Yeah. I think as an artist, you strive to be part of something way bigger than yourself that can have a positive impact in people's lives, and that's what it seems to be doing, and that just makes it so humbling to, it's you can't put it into words. It really feels good to have that positive impact on people's lives.
Okay, great to know that. But let's talk about the beginning. How did you come to this career? How did you love, acting?
Yeah, it's strange, because I was always, I always loved Power Ranger films growing up as a kid. Like, that was my big thing. And I remember going around the neighborhood with friends, and we'd buy like Power Ranger outfits and Power Ranger I always liked the Green Ranger Tommy. Jason David Frank, I believe, is the actor, and he had the gold shield, which I loved. And I always wanted to be him. My mom actually got him to not the actual actor, but they got like a performer to come for one of my birthdays as a kid. The Green Ranger came, and I was so excited for it. But I think always subconsciously I wanted to be an actor, because anytime I saw a movie, I always tried reciting the lines at home. And I remember going around with a video camera with kids around the neighborhood, friends around the neighborhood, creating our own home videos, which I'm sure I still have a box of them somewhere. They're probably terrible, but at the time it was so much fun. But I was always into sports growing up too, so I never really thought of acting as like a career path. And it wasn't until we had to take a speech class to graduate high school my junior year, and I hated talking in front of people, hated it. So I said, I begged my counselor, is there any other way I can pass high school without taking this speech class and talking in front of people? And she said, well, there's a radio and television class that still counts as credit. So I was like, fine, put me in that. That sounds great. And that was the beginning of it, I think, in a way, because it taught us to write our own scripts, create our own stories. We obviously had to perform in front of camera, and I loved it. And I remember taking an advanced TV course the next year, my senior year, and that's really when I was kind of like, okay, I want to look into getting into this career-wise, if it's even possible. And I found an acting teacher through the college I went to my freshman year, and the rest is history. I just tried to learn as much as I could about the business and as much about the arts. Took as many acting classes as I could, and that kind of catapulted it, I would say.
So did that, somehow inspire you? Do you have a role model, or what was your inspiration behind, getting or doing this career?
Yeah. I thought about that for a little bit, but the more I think about it, I think my mom had a big part to do in it. She didn't act as a kid, but she has such a outgoing, funny, positive personality. Like any of the family functions, she's always the one to get people laughing, and that she's had that ever since I was a kid to this day. And that energy is just so, people gravitate towards that. So I always wanted to have that as part of my life. So I think she had a big part. But if I'm talking also about actors or artists in general, one of my favorite movies to this day is Good Will Hunting. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's with Matt Damon and Robin Williams. And Matt Damon just gives such a vulnerable performance, and I really related to a lot of the feelings he was going through, and it just made me want to experience, or made me want to have people feel that, to go through those range of emotions, to tell a story, and to be part of something that's bigger than myself. So I think, my mom and Matt Damon, I would say, are two role models in my opinion.
Right.
For me.
Well, thank you. Now we know about it. So, when you're not on camera, you told me that you're also into sports. What are the things you love to do when you're not in a camera and not acting?
Oh man, I like to try. I'm not going to try to make it sound like a boring answer. I'd like to try new things. So I'm honestly open to pretty much anything if it doesn't put my life at risk, for the most part. With the pandemic, the gyms are closed, unfortunately. I love going to the gyms, but obviously we have to not do that right now, which I completely understand. But anything with family, I love, even little family functions of a little barbecue. Back in Michigan, now we can have bonfires. I didn't do that so much in California. I missed that. So I've been having, bonfires with, some friends and some family back home. I love doing that. As long as it's with people I care about, we can pretty much do anything. I don't need to be doing something extraordinary to have a good time, but I will say, once, travel restrictions kind of eased up a little bit, I would love to travel, because I think there's so much to see in this world, not just in the US where I'm at, but outside of it as well. Italy's on my bucket list, so I gotta get there. So traveling for sure in the near future.
Traveling, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yes, of course. I think it's so good. Me too. I love traveling. So there's.
Yeah, where do you like to travel? Where's your? Do you have a favorite place?
Anywhere. I think I want to see the Northern Lights.
Oh my gosh, I would love to see that.
That one.
Postcards don't do it justice. They're like little,
Nature.
screensavers. There's so much to see. So much to see.
Okay, so let's talk about the film. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Chosen series?
Absolutely. It's the first multi-season show about the life of Christ through the people that came in contact with him, his disciples, and the people around that experienced Jesus. And it's about their journey together, and as he goes about his ministry. So been really, I mean, that's pretty much like the tag right there, but you know, it's really cool to see the interactions with so many people that he came in contact with, and such an, you know, such an impact he had on people's lives, and through the eyes, I think, because it's never been done before in terms of like seeing him through the eyes of people that he actually touched. So that's pretty much the basis of it right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you play the role of Thaddeus. So on a personal level, how would you describe Thaddeus' character, and what do you love about his character?
Yeah, you know, I would say, you know, very hard on his sleeve type of guy. Hard on his sleeve, and although he doesn't really know exactly what's coming, which I feel like a lot of us can relate to, he just trusts that it's going to work out, and he trusts Jesus, and he trusts the people that he's with. And I think he really loves being a part of a family, a group that they have formed already, and as you will see, you know, continues to form as well. And that's what I really love about him, that he's that although, you know, he doesn't know, like I said, he doesn't really know what's completely coming, he trusts the people that he's with, and he has a lot of love. Yeah.
So is that similar with you? What are the similarities of yourself and Thaddeus? How do you relate as well to the role that you just said?
Yeah, you know, I don't mean to sound repetitive, but it's a lot. I found a lot of myself in him, or a lot of himself in me as well, because I'm very much like that. I'm very open about how I'm feeling, and I try to be as, you know, hard on my sleeve as I possibly can, and real with people as I can. And I do tend to trust the people that I'm with, but although also I, like him, I don't know what's coming completely, you know, and a lot of the time, as I'm sure a lot of people feel, like there's doubts, and there's kind of like, oh, why are these things happening? You know, what's to come? I don't understand this, but I believe and I trust that it's going to be all right, and it's going to work out for the best. Yeah. So those are the things I really relate to him, and I love being part of the family. I'm fine being alone. That's fine. Everybody needs their alone time, but I love connecting with people. So, right. Yeah.
And I can really see that, you know, like even just online, and you gave us a time, and you really, you know, agreed to talk with us about this TV series. So it's just so good. I also have, we have one of our staffs here who want to say something, and ask a question.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. As your sister?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Faith. Nice to meet you.
Your name is Faith?
Yes.
That's an awesome name. I love that name.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so I would like to ask you, how did this film impact your personal relationship with God?
Oh man, wow, that on another level. I mean, I'll try to put it into words because it's more of like a feeling, but I've never felt closer to him since being a part of this, and I think it was for a reason. You know, kind of. I think we all, like I said, like I think we all go through life with like doubts and why things happen. But the people that have come into my life through this, and the love that has been expressed to me and shown to me, I want to pass that on to, and not only people I'm working with, but people I interact with every day, even if it's, you know, family, friends, even if it's, you know, someone I don't know walking on the street. And I think that's what Jesus and God, you know, preached about, was, you know, loving each other, spreading that kindness. And I think that's how you get closer to him. And although I don't have all the answers, no one does, I honestly think that, you know, it's just made me want to be a better person being a part of this series. And I can feel it. It's not so much like words I can express so much. It's just that I want to make an impact, a positive impact on other people every single day. And I'm hoping that's what this show continues to do. And I just feel as close to him as I ever have. And I'm just so blessed for that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Nice meeting you.
Okay. It's fine. Thank you for
yeah.
Thank you for sharing those words.
For sure.
So Yeah, I think of course you have the behind the scenes, and we're also excited to know what's behind those scenes, because I think it's more on, when people watch, we somehow we cry because we feel the presence, the anointing is there. Really feel that Jesus is really speaking to our hearts. So I think it's also fun to be there, shooting the film. So what was like your unforgettable moment while shooting, and how was the experience with your co-actors?
Yeah, it was. It's hard to come up with one, just because, man, it's hard to come up with one. I would say,
Okay.
While shooting, obviously the miracle of the fish was an incredible scene, just to witness and then see it be put together, because that's one of the biggest miracles that people know of, and to see it all put together, those guys did a tremendous job doing that, with Dallas and everybody doing that. I was very jealous because I wanted to run in the water, but obviously I was on shore watching, but those guys did a great job with that. But that was incredible, just being a part of recreating the miracle. It was my buddy Nick Shakur, who plays Zebedee, put it great when I was talking to him, saying it's like we're living in those times while we do that, and I truly feel that as well. And the wedding at Cana was incredible to film, because we were learning wedding dances 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and Justin, one of our executive producers, he was doing a really good job getting everybody energetic and lively during those scenes. So that was fun. I was running on a couple cups of coffee, a couple hours at a time, just to get that energy up. But that was fun because everybody was just in a positive mood, and when it comes.
We thought you're drinking the wine. I just know now that you're drinking coffee. You just had a coffee.
I should have done that, actually. I think if we ever have a scene like that again, I'm gonna sneak some coffee into those cups. I think that's a pretty good idea. But yeah, working with everybody too there's no egos on that set. It's honestly a family offset. I mean, even like going to dinner with the guys and everybody after, whether that's people in the cast, people in the crew, we're all friends, we're all family, and we talk a lot, and I'm just honored to call them my family.
Well, that's really good to know. And how do you feel whenever you you put on your outfit? Do you feel like you're really in the ancient times? Do you feel like that? I'm just curious about it. The wardrobe and makeup and hair department, they do an incredible job doing that. Fixing us all up. I would probably not have the patience for that. They do an incredible job, but it does feel that way. It does feel that way, especially when we're growing our beards out to about here and growing our hair out, and then when we put all the the clothes on and the tunics on, it does really feel that way. It does really feel that way. And when we step on set, it's an incredible feeling. It's just you're immersed in that time period, in that environment, and you just get a sense like something clicks, like, okay, like we're in this period, we're in this time. So yeah. It definitely feels that way for me, at least. Yeah, I bet that too, because watching it, it's real. So wow. And yes, what's the biggest challenge that you can consider about taking on this role?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is we're expressing, and we're basically we're playing real people who have lived, and we're kind of this vessel to transition and show them like this is who these people were, and we want to be true to that. And I think there can be, I think, I don't like using the word pressure, but I guess, you could use it in this term of being like, you want to show these people justice. You want to express them in the right light and in the right way. So there's a sense of like, okay, I don't want to take this lightly. This is really important to a lot of people. So we want to work hard to make sure that we're telling this story the right way, which I think Dallas and the whole team has done an awesome job doing. And, we work really hard to try to do that for everybody. So I think it's just making sure we show these people the way they were.
Yeah, but you all
Mhm.
really did an amazing job and, acting, portraying the characters because we feel it as well.
Thanks.
Well, I think that, the film as well, TV series Chosen is about encouragement and, uplifting us. Especially
Mhm.
it's the perfect time to play and to watch these days.
Yeah,
Do you have any message
absolutely.
to the people who are, let's say feeling hopeless and who might be losing hope in Jesus, and how would watching the series really can affect their lives?
Yeah, it is a really hard time for a lot of people, and some people are in better situations than others, but there's no doubt like these past 5 6 months have been really difficult for people, not just in the US where I'm at, but all over the country. um, and this is something that should be bringing people closer together, you know and yeah, I do think what this show has done for not only me but people I've talked to, people that have reached out. um, there's a relatability factor when you watch these characters, when you watch you know this show and these stories. It's not some mystical kind of figure or mystical character that you can't relate to, although we're not going through the same exact circumstances as these people. Some of us aren't fishermen that has to pay his debts, or tax collectors that are kind of seen as like betraying his people. These They're going through things that we go through. They're going through betrayal. They're going through uh you know feeling upset or happy or joyful, or like, hey, I just want a break. When is this going to happen? I don't or doubts. I don't know what's coming. And I think the big thing too with Jesus is that a big thing that I try to carry with me every day is one of his commandments that might be, in my opinion, the most important one of all is love one another as I have loved you. Love one another as I have loved you. And I think that's what really he's about. He's about humility. He's about love, spreading that kindness around people. So what I would say too, and there's no complete right answer, but I've definitely felt those feelings, especially before doing The Chosen, of feeling lost, feeling alone, feeling like I doubted a lot. But the one thing that I have found to be true is that I'm not alone. And when I do feel alone, there are so many people around us, even though maybe we don't see it, that love us, that care for us, whether that's family, whether that's friends, whether that's someone maybe you're not even that close to, but is going through the same feelings as you. And what I found to be really strong is when you're feeling that way, like reach out to somebody, reach out to a family member that you haven't talked to in a while, or a friend. Don't keep those feelings bottled in. And even if it's like someone that you don't even know walking down the street, just to say, hey, how you doing, acknowledge them. Like, you don't know what that can do for somebody. That some things that we take for granted, just saying, oh, it's just a hey, how are you? Yeah, but you don't know what that hey, how are you means to that. You don't know what it could mean to someone walking down the street. Maybe that's what they need to, what, someone acknowledged me today, someone noticed me today. And I think the more we spread that love and that connection, that kindness, because I think that's what's all about, being close to Jesus and being close to God, is spreading that. And I think the more we do that, it's kind of like a revolving door. It comes back to us, and then we're able to give that to somebody else. So I know I kind of went off on a little tangent there, but that's just kind of how I feel about it all. And that's not to take away what people are going through, because it's really tough what's going on in this world. But I think we need each other now more than ever. This isn't the time to stay quiet about how we're feeling. It's about connection. It's about love. It's about kindness. And we have the choice and we have the power to do that every day. So, that's what I would say to that.
Well, thank you so much. That's so moving. And that's really true. It's really relatable. And I know that a lot of people, we have different situations. And this film as well, even though, like what you said, you're not a tax collector, but, we all have like a similar situation, maybe, happening in our lives. And it's so good. Very, very good to hear from you. So,
Yeah.
do you have any like, the next season, should we wait for that? Are you still filming this
Yeah.
season of Frozen?
Oh,
Or waiting for
no,
the seasons actually?
waiting. So there's, we're To be continued. You will
Waiting.
definitely, yeah, we're definitely waiting. We'll be, we got the green light to shoot this fall. So all we know is, as of now, we're going to be shooting this year. But I can tell you, we're anxious and we're ready to get back to it. I'm excited to see those guys again, and excited to get as much to you guys as soon as possible, because we love it just as much as you guys. Yeah.
Well, so much, Giavani. I hope that I just said it right, pronounce it right.
You did.
Thank you.
Sweetsell, thank you so much. It's been awesome, awesome talking to you, and thanks again for bringing me on. It's been great to get to know y'all.
Thank you. It's also a great pleasure to have you with us right now, and we wish you all the best in your career, your family, and yes, we're gonna pray for you. More blessings as well.
Hey, likewise. God bless, guys, and we'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. Bye-bye. Take care.
You too. Bye.
So yes, we just had Giavani Cairo from the TV series TheChosen, and I hope, guys, that you enjoyed the conversation, and we actually, picked some encouraging words from what he said. And the TV series Chosen, you can watch it on YouTube, or you can download their app. It's TheChosen on Play Store and on App Store, I think. So it's there. You can watch it for free, and it's about the life of Jesus and the people, the disciples. And we also met Thaddeus. He is the one who's playing the role of Thaddeus. He is Giavani Cairo. So thank you. Have a lovely night, everyone. And this is Awesome Radio. My name is Sweetsell, and this is this week's feature. Have a lovely time. Bye-bye. Good night.
Your Christian music station. Richness of God's creation. Tune in to Awesome Radio.
On the track.
Stay home and listen live. This is totally your live music venue
Your music.
on Awesome Radio.
Keep it locked.